Hi, Brett. Thanks for coming in today. I'm Holly.
Brett,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you as well.
How about this weather?
Well, I hear it's supposed to snow again tonight.
I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
No spring here.
Yeah, I hope so. Sometime soon.
Sometime soon.
So, since we're talking today, I am going to have you look over this confidentiality agreement and informed consent. Basically states that I am a student. This is for a class. I'm not a professional. And if you do say anything to me like you're going to hurt someone else or you're going to hurt yourself, I do have to disclose that information, so I can't guarantee you confidentiality. And I will be videotaping today, as you can see. So if that's all right, I just need you to sign and date here. If you have any questions, just let me know.
What's the date?
26.
There you are.
I will go ahead and sign as well. Alright. Now that that's out of the way, what can we talk about today? What's something I can help you with?
Oh, I guess typical stuff for a college student. Pretty stressed out with work and school and all that stuff. So.
Okay, great. Well, we'll be together for about 10 minutes here talking, so we can go ahead and kind of explore that stress that you were talking about a little bit more, if
Great.
that's all right with you.
Sure, absolutely.
So what more specifically is stressing you out? I know you said a little bit of work, school. What's kind of your main stressor?
Well, just trying to manage my time. I'm getting ready to graduate in May, so I'm doing my student teaching right now. So from 6 a.m. until about 5 o'clock, I'm at school, and then I get home and I'm trying to do some homework and trying to make some money to live on, and football and everything else. It's keeping me pretty busy.
So what I'm hearing is kind of the challenge of balancing, work and student teaching and athletics and your home life just comes out to be maybe overwhelming. Am I hearing correctly?
Very overwhelming, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah.
So what of those is probably the most stressful for you?
Well, it would have to be student teaching, because it's basically a full-time job, but you're not getting paid for it, and you've got to learn and work kind of at the same time. So I'm kind of learning the ropes while I'm trying to teach students and write lesson plans and write IEPs. So there's just a lot of work and a lot of things to learn on the fly.
Could you tell me maybe a little bit more in depth about the student teaching? What specifically stresses you out about the student teaching?
Well, it's just a lot of work right now. In special education, specifically, they just changed the requirements. So all of the IEPs and case conferences needed to be done in spring. Originally, you could do each person on your caseload on their birthday, so it was a little more spread out. But since they just changed that, we've got to get all the IEPs in, and there's I-STEP testing. We've got another week of I-STEP testing here in a couple of weeks, and then we've got IMAS, which is modified I-STEP testing, which we've got to do. So we've got to fit those in. I got to write IEPs, and then I've got to fit case conferences with all 26 students on my caseload. So it's a lot of paperwork right now.
That definitely sounds very, very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it takes a lot of your time. Am I hearing correctly?
Lots of time, yes.
What are some positive points of student teaching for you?
Well, it's exactly what I thought it would be. I get to interact with sixth graders who still love to learn, and they still look up to you as a role model. So I love working with them, and every day is a new adventure, because you never know what they're going to come to school and tell you, or what kind of mood they're going to be in. And it's been fun trying to add a little creativity to the classroom, a classroom that's been kind of old-fashioned up until this point. So trying to integrate some technology and some music, some movies, stuff like that to reach a younger generation.
That's great. It's great that you're being innovative with the students. I'm sure they really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of student teaching, I'm hearing that mostly it's just a lot of work. Not that you dislike the work, but that it's just a lot with the IEPs and the new regulations and just the volume of work that you have to complete. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
Correct.
Okay, good. But you do enjoy the interaction you get to have with the students.
Yes. Yep.
So tell me more of the other side, not so much student teaching, more of home, how balancing the two is stressful, maybe more of the non-student teaching stresses that you are encountering.
Well, when people think of college, they think of a lot of social and other aspects, which there's just not much time for anymore when you're playing football and you're up early in the morning. There's no staying up late, and then you've got to go to school all day, and you got to work to support yourself, and then by the time you get all that done, there's just not a whole lot of time to go out and have fun. So I've been really trying to fit some of that in to relieve the stress, because if you're just working all the time, I've figured out that it just becomes a little overwhelming, and the fun kind of leaks out of what you're doing. So
Okay, so I'm hearing kind of the overarching theme in terms of your stress is maybe a little bit of a lack of sleep and free time.
yeah,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay, so what are some ways that you think maybe we could fit more of a sleep schedule or some free time into your life? Do you see any places in your day to day or maybe even on a week schedule where you can fit more of these things in?
Well, I'm hoping once I get these IEPs written that there will be some time where I can, when I'm done working, I leave work, and then I come home and I relax a little bit. But right now, it's bringing a lot of work home with me and working well into the night, and then waking up and doing it again. But sometimes that's just what you have to do to get the job done. So hopefully, once I get some of these IEPs, in case conference is knocked out and the work slows down a little bit, I can just schedule certain times to be working and certain times where I just need to relax.
So I'm hearing that right now it might not be as much of a possibility as it will be in the future, but that you could possibly, schedule yourself set time to relax or complete an activity that you enjoy. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And what about, do you have any breaks coming up, like spring break? Do you have that coming up?
Yeah, well, I've got spring break next week, but I'm taking my education tests, so I'll have 3 different tests I'm taking on 3 different days. So in between that, I'll have to be doing some studying. So they're my licensures tests, so they're kind of a big deal. So I'll be studying for those, but hopefully after I get those done, I'll have a day or two to relax a little bit and recuperate for the last 4 weeks of student teaching.
When you talk about those tests, it sounds to me like those might be a little bit of a stress as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's just trying to fit them into the schedule and trying to get prepared for them. It's always stressful to take a big test. So
Yeah, definitely. So overall, from our conversation that we've had today, I'm hearing that mostly just a lack of hours in the day has got you stressed out between school and work and home life, and just finding a balance of, you time and time to devote yourself to your activities that you're devoted to. Is that correct?
sure.
But you do think that maybe not immediately, but in the near future, you could schedule some time for downtime.
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you currently use any sort of like a planner or, a calendar?
All sorts of planners. As a teacher, I've got a planner for my lessons. I've got a planner for school for my assignments and planner for dates. So I've got all sorts of schedules going on.
And do you feel like having that information helps?
Sure. Yeah, it keeps me organized. It makes sure I don't forget things and helps me take responsibility for the different things I'm accountable for.
Good. Well, I would definitely encourage you to keep, using that organization system if it's something that helps you maybe keep your time organized, since it does sound like your time is so precious.
Yeah.
And definitely, maybe, do you think that we could set a goal for the next time we're together?
Sure. Absolutely.
It'll be okay if we meet in about 2 weeks. Is that a good amount of time for you?
That would be just fine.
And maybe sometime between now and those 2 weeks, you could schedule yourself a block of time, whether it's an hour or 2 hours. If you get to do it once between now and then or more, that would be great.
Sure.
That you just kind of cut off your ties from the stresses in your life, work, school, all that, and maybe just schedule some time for yourself doing something that you enjoy.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
I think that's...
I'll give that a try, yep.
So that's possible?
Sure.
That is very good. Alrighty. Well, I will hope to see you in 2 weeks, and I hope that you get that time to yourself, because I really do care about you being able to have enough time to, de-stress. You're doing a great thing, student teaching, becoming a teacher. You balance a lot on your plate, and I think that it's very important for you to be able to have some time to kind of decompress all of that. And I think it'll be really beneficial for you to be able to have some time to take to yourself.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in today, Brett.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.
You too.